Meeting of the Littleton Park and Recreation Commission
Hey,
to order. Perfect timing.
obviously, I'm wrong about the timing.
All right. And I guess first up, we have a request to use the parking lot here in King Street.
So there's two requests that are in here that
Yeah.
you can go over, but I only put one because I only saw the September one, but there's another one in October.
Actually, the October one's the first one that, I'm Don Stevens, I'm an officer at the Hatteland Lodge. And, there's two events we have coming up. The October one is Thursday, October 2nd in the evening. Roughly from 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30 to about 9:30 or 10. We expect to have about 60 in attendance at the lodge, and that's gonna overwhelm our parking lot. So I'd like to ask permission to use the Castle Trees lot for that time frame. For overflow parking.
It's 10-ish cars, you think, or 10 cars is what you think you'll do?
No, it's probably more like 20-25 at that point.
What's our,
So typically since they've happened in the evening, there's not really been any issue with doing that. This is the one where we'll have to kind of get a little creative
Yeah.
and figure out how we can do that since it's a public.
Yeah, this is the other one. This is for our installation of officers this Saturday. I just found out about this about a day ago this time. I sent the other one to Tim also by email on Sunday. The incoming master of the lodge asked me to see if we could get overflow parking on Saturday. Though I know it's prime time for use of the playground is the issue, and I told him, well, we may not be able to. Judging from the amount of attendance that we have at an installation, normally it's somewhere at most about 30-35 people. And I don't think there's gonna be many cars that need to have overflow. That's just based on our history.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing 10 cars max, maybe not even that much. And if there's, Alicia and I were talking before you guys got here, availability of the spaces is the main thing. If there's no spaces available, they'll have to find on street. That's.
Yeah.
I know there's no guarantee because it's a busy time.
Sure.
But if we can have that, if we need to, at that point, that would be great.
So I don't know, as far as like the permission during this time frame, I don't know if you guys would necessarily need it. I would say if it's there, use it. The issue that we typically have is that when you use it at night, theoretically, the park is closed.
Right,
So that's
the
where,
police need to know and such, yeah.
you got it.
But I figured I'll go ahead and ask for this as well,
Yeah.
let you know that. This was possible.
It's up to you guys. whatever.
It's a public, right? Anyway, like during the day? Like,
Yeah, so that's why I said it.
Yeah,
I don't think that we have a way to be able to like guarantee you those spots.
I understand,
There's
but don't
say
know.
that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I can say if they're open,
Okay,
they're open.
that's great.
I don't,
We just vote on the night time.
Yes,
The other one,
would think so.
first come, first serve, we find spaces.
I don't think we don't have anything there that says parking only for
No,
Like,
park use or whatever.
and
so.
there's people that use it to do like park and rides
Yep.
and go to work and stuff like that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, so then the October evening on. Any questions about that? It's just like,
Just to let the police know that
yeah,
we'll be parking.
yeah, October, it'll be dark by then.
Yeah.
So that's-
I have one other question also that I emailed to Tim. I don't know the details of this, but we've heard that there's gonna be an Oktoberfest event at the new building. What would it take for us to have a tent there and some stuff there? One of our guys talked to Tim about it.
yeah, talk to Tim about it. I don't know what the format's gonna be like in this new space. The previous space that we were in, we had, tons of open space and we were able to kind of have some vendors and things like that. So I'm not sure what Tim's vision is about like what's all going to be there. But I would say definitely have a conversation with him that you
Okay,
guys.
well, we can follow up with Tim, then one of our guys spoke to Tim about it and sounded like it was a go. And we can get more details as it gets closer.
Yeah,
Are we doing trunk or treat?
yeah.
Trunk or treat, no. Where they have.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, you're gonna have that at the same time.
Different days, but both in October.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. All right,
What
good.
day is Oktoberfest?
It's gonna be October 4th.
Well, thank you for.
I'll make a motion.
Fire meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have to make a
Yeah,
motion?
yeah.
Vote, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you made one?
No.
Oh, all right.
Go for it.
I don't know. Someone's making a motion. So it's the October date for the Tehadawon Lodge to use King Street Park, 300 King Street parking from 10 to 2, no,
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll second.
I'll second.
Actually, kick you off to it.
Sorry.
Alright.
So you're
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, Commissioner update. Okay,
All right, so I went to the CPC meeting. And I'm losing track of what month it is. So it was the last one that was held.
Okay.
could
And
have been, maybe it might have skipped August, but.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
That's good.
One thing I just wanted to bring up was part of what the group was talking about was a concern, not just from Parks and Rec, but from a lot of town organizations of CPC being kind of a catch-all or supplying funds for things that, don't have line items.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention, that it's causing, it seemed like a little bit of agita in there being the, like, looked upon, like, almost like it's expected, like
Right.
you have to fund it, so. I don't know
So,
what the result is, but
yeah, we changed things years ago. So like when I first got here, it was expected that every year we asked for $50,000 to just cover maintenance. And that, we did that year after year. And, as I kind of got into it, I was like, this is not really how we're supposed to be using the CPC. So, we in our department have kind of switched stuff up and it's now only specifically for, if we're gonna do something to improve the community. So yeah, we don't use that as like a maintenance line, and I think there may still be some departments that do that. I think overall, with like town governance, that's something that they're also taking a look at. That might be a good conversation to actually have with that charter committee, to bring that up as well, because they're correct. It's not the right way to use CPC funds.
right, there was a lot of discussion about,
Yeah.
where is the CPC supposed to step in and provide
Right.
funding and what's out of line and making sure following the charter the way
Yeah.
intended. So just to bring that forward. I also went to the joint meeting that was recently held with FinCom, Select Board and School Building for Shaker Lane. And I did get a chance to stop and chat briefly with Justin McCarthy, who's the chair for the school committee. And I did say we want to chat about the memoranda of understanding. And he said he's open to it. He just wants us to set up. So I don't know if that's something you can set up. Okay. The other thing is about the school committee. We have talked about for Shaker Lane putting in a vote if we're showing our approval. So I want to make sure that we are carrying through on having that motion.
Item number 6.
Excellent, phenomenal. And then the other thing was a request from select board about warrant. And making sure we're looking at what we're putting forward. So I know that was on the agenda, so I can hold that till then, but
Okay.
I was specifically asked yesterday.
Okay. are there like specific articles that they're suggesting?
We can talk about it when we get to the warrant.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's everything.
Other than the varsity boys team lost 4-0 today in soccer, I have no updates.
That's Maynard.
Maynard.
Peter?
No updates.
Okay. Norm?
It's a baseball board meeting last night, so a couple things. I know Kate, you had spoke about that one of the Shaker Lane meetings about the field space. So Dave McManus, who's the president of the board, is meeting with Justin to get sort of starting on the discussions of what baseball needs for the field space.
Yeah.
So that was one thing, and then the light project is done on Jet, and there's going to be a kickoff in the spring. They're using it now, but they're going to wait until the spring. Yeah, it's really nice.
I was gonna say, I think my daughter was supposed to be there last night practicing.
Yeah. It's going to be only two things.
The only additional thing I have is I did go to the select board meeting last night, which was a joint meeting with Conscom. And they are looking at the docks and other installations on the lake. So there's we were mentioned a couple times, I think at some point, as that process continues, we may get pulled in, but at the moment, there's nothing specific to us.
I also heard about that yesterday and how Karen Larson seemed to think that we should be involved in those conversations. So, yeah.
And I don't know where there was seemed to be a wide range of options. I think the primary goals are to maintain, at least in my impression, maintain some sort of public access on that conservation parcel.
Yeah.
But what that looks like, whether it's having public access on the private docks or some other arrangement, I have no idea. So
I think
More to
Keith did a really good job of saying that there's like, it's just information seeking. And that the gamut could be here, it could be here or anywhere in between. It's just, they're at the point of they want to do public hearings and figure out what is the best thing to do for the land and for the lake, and that's kind of what the focus is. So but I'm sure it's going to be a pretty hot button issue. Yeah.
maybe not as hot as it sounded
Okay,
a week ago. So
that's okay. That's great. And when we can have civil conversations.
yes. If I can, I will pull up any public comment if you're here for general public comment or.
I'm anxious to see the Shaker Lane agenda. I'm a member of charter, so I know I can't be there on Monday night, and you folks are going to be there. So I'll be listening in, but I'm just a member, would strictly be listening unless you have questions that you think I can assist with, but otherwise I intend to be silent on the matter.
Okay, what I would propose, because we do have an executive session scheduled, is that we pull up those two items.
Oh, that'd be great.
Now, yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna actually say, since Tim, because I know there were some things that Tim needed to discuss with the executive session. That would kind of put that toward the end,
Yep.
and then that way, if you do that at the very end, saying that you'll adjourn.
Yep.
Upon that, then Dave also.
All right.
So I will. Do you want to just hop to those discussions, or do you want to do minutes?
We can do minutes. That should be fairly quick. There were 2 sets of minutes. Any concerns?
Yeah.
No concerns.
Motion,
Motion to approve the July 16th and the August 12th minutes.
Second.
motion and a second to approve minutes, all in favor?
Aye.
So that's your Shaker Lane
Victor
recommendation.
Lane, all right.
Yeah, I realize that looks real small, so I
All
just
right.
took a snapshot from the website, just talking about like. So these are the things that they're looking at, completing with their specific group.
So I get, I think in terms of how this relates, we have both activities there and most importantly, Camp T. The discussions that we've had with the administration, they have all been very favorable. That we'll continue to have that access, and then the baseball fields, I think our understanding is that a minimum is a one-to-one replacement of the two fields that are getting taken out. If we can do better than that, then that's what we can do.
Yeah.
They'll have to be during construction. There's got to be planning for that time too.
Yes. So yeah, during construction, we're going to have an issue.
We did try, so that's part of the reason at the high school, we're just sort of mothballing those two.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that we can
Yep.
have those as backup.
Yep.
I don't know if you know this or if Dave got the answer for, the third Shaker field. Is that gonna be impacted, like long term? So I know they were gonna be impacted because that's probably where
I
they're.
don't know.
Trucks and,
I think that's part of the, so like if they need that as a landing
Yeah.
during construction, right?
so that was one question, and then the other was like, will any of the field be like encroached upon, right? Is it gonna shorten the outfield? So those are the things we're just not sure the answers to those.
Yep.
So we just have to ask the question.
So I
Sorry,
think from
go off left on that.
All right.
So I think, from our commissions and the department's perspective, I think this is a positive of better space and more space.
Yeah.
A real gym and
Anything for the children?
air conditioning for the children and better flow for drop offs and all of those things. I don't know if there's any other comments or questions or concerns.
We talked last meeting about maybe doing an MOA or MOU, whatever those are. Just to kind of codify it a little bit. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I think that would be good. We have not pursued that to the end yet, but I think that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other thoughts before, please?
I just have a general question. What's the difference between, and I know it's two different words, MOU and an MOA? So a memorandum of an understanding, yeah, we kind of agree on this, right?
Mhm.
A memorandum of agreement is, no, this is going to happen. Is that correct?
I don't know. I don't know.
My understanding is that they are both essentially interchangeable.
Yeah.
Okay,
And neither are particularly enforceable.
that's what, okay, that was my question. Because I think we get into this thing where we're like, oh yeah, this is great. Well, if we can do this, we'll try to do this. And then, oh no, we're not doing that. So, okay, so there's no difference between MOU and MOA, really.
And neither is really a contract.
Okay,
It's
thank
a
you.
little bit more formal than a like handshake.
Well, the MOU just seems, okay, we'll try it, So, all right, thank you.
It's a written statement of intent.
We all have great intentions. So.
Yes, getting everyone on the same.
I think that's right.
Perfect,
That's right.
thank you.
Getting everybody on the same page and writing it down.
So the only thing, so I had a conversation with somebody from Harvard the other day. And in their new school, so they built the gym in the new school.
Hmm.
It is not of regulation size to do anything with, right?
It's
So-
horrible.
Current
So-
Shaker Lane.
It's
Yeah.
right. So I don't know if we can learn from that or if it's the same thing. It's the same question I have with the design of the baseball fields.
Mhm.
When you put it on a rendering, it looks great. But when you try to put dimensions on the rendering, then you find out that you have a short, like 125-foot, like base, like down the right field line is
We're gonna
125
get
feet.
green monster is what you're telling
Right,
me?
yeah, and you can't do anything with it, so I don't know where the practicality of that, or what, I mean. What we have other than, we want to be able to have usable space.
Have you seen the baseball field next to that school?
I haven't,
It's probably got about a 75-foot right field. Like, it's amazing. It goes, because they took out the
Yeah.
softball field that was right in front of that school
yeah,
and they moved it to the side.
Yeah.
But is nowhere near regulation. And that was the compromise, was like, oh no, there it is. And
Yep.
suddenly it was done, and the baseball folks in Harvard were like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
yes,
This isn't even a field.
right.
It's like they're only playing T-ball.
Yeah, it's like when you played, T-ball, or like as a kid, you played like, stickball, and okay, anything on that side of the field's an out, and
Yep.
So I think that's why the memorandums of understanding kind of scare me.
Yep.
Because we just all understand this, but it doesn't have to happen.
But this is the component where I think, you being a park commissioner and someone like Dave, who's the president of the Littleton Youth Baseball and Softball Association, are like, get involved with the project, right? Because I think, you have a lot of people that, especially like with architects, right? They know what the building should look like. They're really good at making these renderings. But at the end of the day, unless it's a company like we're working with Activitas right now to renovate the fields, unless they're like sports specific, they're really not gonna understand the needs that are required of playing baseball efficiently. So yeah, you guys having that knowledge and sharing it is extremely important.
Things like
Yeah.
not putting parking behind home plate.
but I mean, you think like adult volleyball, like we run those programs, right? So like, is it gonna be big enough for an adult volleyball court?
Right, yeah. No, I
So-
hear you. I mean, and currently Shaker Lane the gym is not really big enough to do anything.
No,
In the past, I think the only sports groups that have used it were wrestling. And
I
that was
ran
it.
wiffle ball in there,
Oh, really?
That's like we
dangerous.
That doesn't sound great.
For the coaches,
Yeah.
because you have to stand so close.
Yeah, we did a little like softball pitchers and catchers, but
Oh, really?
that's, yeah,
Yeah.
it's enough room for that, but that's about all.
Fair,
Wall to wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, fair points.
Okay. So with that in mind, unless there are concerns, I would look for a motion
If you have a comment.
or comment from here, yeah.
If I could, just to address some of the things that I heard. Here's my understanding. I'm not officially anything other than an interested party to get everybody what they want. Upon a yes, with the two concept of a yes, October 28th town meeting by 2/3 and majority on the November 1st ballot, then it will proceed, and within a relatively short time, think December, we'll enter the module called detailed design. The things that I heard specifically here tonight, the baseball field dimensions, the gymnasium for adult volleyball. Other aspects I would throw out is off-hour utilization, all aspects of your desired agreement pertaining to Camp T utilization. All of those, my recommendation to you is task somebody within your group or outside of your group to work with Mary Lee Mercy, who's the architect for the project. And I've spoken with her personally, and she is very, very much wanting your folks' involvement with those specifics in order to get you exactly what you want. The big part of the pillar of this project is community utilization. You folks are a huge part of that. And identifying, like, I know from my research on this, they've changed and reoriented the field of the utilization of the proposed school in order to make accommodations that they heard with regard to this doesn't really work well with this, a la concerned about the baseball fields, for example, and not having enough space. That is the time. It's not they're in the schematic design phase, so I just want to emphasize that. With regard to Camp T, I've had details too strong. 10-minute discussion with Dr. Clenchy, 5 minutes with Justin McCarthy. Very, very open to MOU. In fact, their recommendation is you folks propose what you want. You start the ball and present them with what your list. I will tell you, I learned that in the past, you folks, not necessarily you individuals, but previous people in your positions got close to an MOU and it fell apart on something that, from my perspective, doesn't sound like the best reason to fall apart. A non-compete clause that was insisted on, and there couldn't be an agreement of the minds with regard to the need for a non-compete, and it fell apart. I wasn't there. I don't know it. I'm just sharing what I've heard. That leads me to believe that your MOU that's desired, reasonable people should be able to get that done. So I'm full steam ahead and charge as quickly as you would like to. I hear a receptiveness, but it's easier to be receptive to me and, you know, et cetera. So I don't overplay that hand. I'm just trying to share, you know, what I've heard with regard to that. I think that's it. Other than I want to emphasize, the more you get with your forward-looking vision with regard to off-hour utilization, I'll even say during your weekend kind of sport events, open it up with regard to the facility, use the restrooms and things of that nature. Push as hard as you can, the earlier you can before it gets to be wet cement, and then it becomes even harder cement. And it makes it difficult to undo, and then we have unsaid stuff. So thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you for the comment. Okay. Look for a motion for the park commission to support the Shaker Lane project. There's a way to rephrase that if we say it differently.
I am going to make the motion that Park and Rec Commission supports the Shaker Lane, the new Shaker Lane building, with the emphasis of moving forward for community usage and recreation.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great. Excellent. So charter committee, I just had it on here. We are invited, hopefully everybody got that note. Next Monday, is that right?
15th.
Yeah, 15th. We are the second group on the agenda scheduled for 6:15. I suspect it will be a little after that, but
Did they, because I think we would have, if more than 2 commissioners are gonna be there, we have to.
We'll have to post it. Yes,
Do we have a location?
I believe it's 103.
Yes.
Yeah.
Room 103.
Room 103.
In the library?
No, in the town hall.
Oh, okay,
The
thank you.
usual select board meeting.
I'll
Or
get
the old
that
select board
tomorrow.
meeting. So there, you know, the discussions that I've had with the chair and watching their meetings, they were just looking for our feedback experience on how we interact with the rest of town government, and yeah, there is some looking at they're looking at a stronger town manager and how that would work for us, for staff. So those are kind of the topics to expect.
I think like the big one that would affect the committee is, one of the things that's on here, was to the consideration of dissolving, restructuring boards, committees, and commissions. So, that is something that we could find that would change the way things operate.
Yeah, I mean, they're right. They're also, I think, in that chart again, there's a wide range of options available to be
Yep.
proposed. From dissolving, although I don't know that you could actually do that. To making it an appointed board, to keeping it as is. Changing the appointing authority that the board has. It's a fairly hot topic, I think. So those sorts of things. If you'd like to share any thoughts on what
So
where you're
I
at.
agree with the range has been covered, and I think you've covered it, and I think it should be understood, much like the dot discussion. There's a range. The select board gave the charter review committee a broad aspect to consider and interact with people. The outcome, just so you know, is strictly a report of recommendation to the select board, who would then contemplate. They could completely ignore it, or they could dice and slice and go forward with aspects. Perhaps one aspect that I've heard mention of, I will say that as a group, I don't think that group is really discussed and deliberated with different inputs that we've received. You've attended several of the meetings, and so you've heard it. It's one thing to hear all the inputs, but I'm very much aware that as I'm one of 9, I may have heard things and been impressed or taken in by something that I heard from one person say. I have no clue what the person next to me, because we haven't deliberated. So there's been none of that discussion. Within the topics that have come up that I haven't heard here yet, that I would encourage you to at least consider as you prepare, is there's been a decent amount of input received with regard to centralization themes along the like of what we heard here tonight, utilization of fields, anything that's got a town property element to it, whether it's a building or a field, that sort of thing. There's been a perspective that I'll put under the category of one-stop shopping, that you go to somebody for the mother may I, as opposed to having a whole series and never knowing, the public not knowing who to go see. So that might be something that you folks, with regard to your very vested interest with regard to utilization of fields and space, may have a very strong opinion on, with regard to. You folks know it best, or you know that different councils know it best, and therefore, if it was to be centralized, how would that work? I'm not trying to fuel fire into any debate, but I've been trying to prepare you for the sort of things that you might be asked and that might also be appropriate. And I don't think it's necessarily in that list for you. So that's all
Any questions or comments, discussion? All right. Project updates.
Okay. So 30
Thank you for your
King Street.
consideration. I appreciate it. And thank you all for your vote tonight. Thank you. I appreciate the endorsement. Thank you. You.
Have a good night. So the school department repairs have been completed, and they have received their occupancy permit. So that means that the school department is finally all
Back in
back
business?
together, on the second floor, which is fantastic. They were champs for being spread out all over the place for so long, so. We're still waiting for the completion of the keying for, our department, so that would be like on the main floor and the basement. Not sure really what happened there for the keying, but it's been a bit of a mess. So that hopefully will get fixed within, I hope within the next week, that would be great. So that's it, it's come along pretty well otherwise.
Alicia, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how has that, if it has, not sure, the club?
So we have not opened the club yet. We wanted to make sure that everything was set in the building. So we are in the process now of onboarding staff so that we can get that program open. Yeah. So yeah, it did look back a bit.
Do we have a wishful date on which to open the club?
I'm hoping it's gonna be at the end of September.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my wishful hope.
The preschool is upstairs or?
The preschool is going to remain on the third floor at 41 Shattuck, which is that town hall until something happens. So that will be the intent is, we've moved everything up there. They're all set up. So it makes sense for them to stay there and me. Tennis, she is beautiful. Look at that thing. So there's a few items on the punch list. We're currently working on signage and Tim's working on developing an online registration system site, which is kind of similar to what Lexington has. So we're hoping that those courts will be open around September 22nd. But if you haven't stopped by to see it, it is just stunning. It's really beautiful. Yeah, Taldo did an amazing job on that. So, yeah, come by and look, but don't play yet. I'll put it that way.
They were busy watering the grass last night.
Yes, yeah, they're trying. I mean, it's been so hot. And they had to seed it at like a specific time when it was high heat, so, they're trying. Whitcomb. So Whitcomb's coming along pretty well. They wanted to finish the tennis courts first, and then they were gonna move over to the baseball field. Currently, all of the surrounding fence posts, they're all in around the circumference of the field. And a majority of all the concrete has been poured. There's still, they have to do a different type of pour for the porous cement. So, water can run through. So that will happen a later time, but LELWD came in and they've installed some of the poles for the bullpen. There's still another one that has to be completed, but yeah, they're moving along. It's looking great. And, I think there was one cement pad that they put in and they didn't really like it, so they ripped it out and did it again. So, the fact that they're being like that meticulous with it is extremely appreciated. So yeah, we'll end up with a really, really amazing product. So there you go.
I knew there was another thing I wanted to know.
Yeah.
So LYBS wants to contribute when this is done, so Tim's working on sort of putting together a list of what wasn't included
Okay. Yeah.
that LYBS may want to do a donation to help with some of the things that weren't. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so we'll see, but
Because of portable mounds, I don't know if that was one of the things. we
portable
were
mounts
talking
were
about.
one of the things we talked about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But like roofs over dugouts, if
That's
there's things like that.
Sadly, yeah, that wasn't. It. So,
So,
yeah, cool. That would be fantastic. Any questions about it?
Okay, looks good.
So this, I know, Solly, you wanted this to be in here. I just put some notes on here. We have been working on a transportation policy that town council is working on as well. So that is with them. I haven't had any feedback from them as of yet. But the reviewing of policies and procedures is definitely a goal for the department this year. So if there are specific areas that you would like us to focus on first, then make that a priority.
So just one that, and this came up last night, this will be a more of a coordination thing. The select board is looking at updating the policy for use of the common.
Oh, okay.
So I think we would want to work with them to make sure that sort of the use of the common, the use of Fay Park have similar-ish policies, or at least policies that make sense together.
Is that something they're looking at, like the park commission taking over?
No, I think,
No,
well,
okay.
that is a puzzle that I don't understand as to why the common is under one control and Fay Park is under another.
There's a lot of parcels that are just,
Yeah.
they just went where they went, you
And
know?
and other parcels. So that, yeah, so maybe, I mean, we could have that discussion with them. I don't know if there is a desire to do that.
Yeah.
Or, Fay Park is a little less recreational than the beach or 300 King, so
Mm,
maybe those two get together as gathering places, whatever, however we want to sort it out. But I think just making sure that the policies and the, sort of how they get used, what the procedure to use them is aligned.
yeah,
So,
so they're only specifically looking at the common today.
they're only looking at the common because that's the only one they have custody.
I got you.
But it came up that
Hey.
we have a policy for Fay, so we should.
Yeah.
Compare those. I don't know if other people have thoughts. I did sort of look around and like the school committee has a very organized long list of their policies.
Yeah.
Maybe that we can all go do some homework and see if there is a policy or an area that we want to look at. I think the pieces, I guess, that I would start with would be anything that's related to safety.
Okay.
So. And I think, the transportation, obviously, it's high on the agenda at the moment.
Yep.
Anything at the waterfront is, should take a look at that, since that's safety is always going to be an issue there.
Yeah.
And then anywhere else it makes sense. And then probably the other one, as I was looking through the school committee and others, there are, there's policies for how the boards interact with staff and some things like that that probably wouldn't hurt to review and
Yeah.
formalize.
Are those
I will check that out.
on websites? Are those all online?
The school committee said that.
I mean, maybe we should consider putting ours
Yeah.
online.
Yeah,
Yes,
Like
I
I'm
know.
sure
Right.
Camp Dahadawan has a whole, I know, a huge policy book, I'm sure.
yeah.
And that
Same
one
with
is
the
in
lake.
Hammer, right?
Yeah, so we do like the parent handbook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all of that stuff is online, but
I'm thinking like there's one place
where everything is,
Just-
Yeah.
that you find the policy for, renting, just from renting it to like, the gazebo to, the policies for Camp Dahadawan, just so that it's all transparent and out there.
oh, I love that, that's a great idea.
That just made me remember in terms of the email to rule all emails to
Oh.
reach us.
I think Nancy fixed it.
I don't know, cause then I tried to send
Oh,
one
really?
out and I got a bounce back error. That was the same day that a lot of testing was being done. I haven't tested it again, but I just didn't know. if
Hey,
it would-
right. I don't know. We did go through a couple of rounds of that and I got something that like some sort of firewall that if I said, okay, then it should go through, but after having sent everybody 12 test messages, I didn't want to send another one.
All right, I will reach out to them tomorrow and
See if we can diagnose that. And then once that's working, we do need to make sure that that is prominently displayed on the
absolutely.
commission page.
Right. We don't need people emailing our private email addresses.
I listed as Paul Church.
Why?
I don't know.
Really?
Peter, I just noticed that.
Paul Church.
Somehow I was gonna.
My brother.
Changed it.
I don't know how that.
It wasn't like that before. Like,
I noticed, yeah, yesterday, because you've always been Peter.
Yeah, so I don't know how that came about.
very strange.
So he was born, he was Peter.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Next up.
Oh.
Something, right? So yeah, I think, that was really the, I didn't necessarily have things for this meeting in mind, but more
Yeah.
to get us in the mode of looking at them, like, right on track with gathering them all in one place.
Yeah, so it's
making
easy.
sure that we can, if nothing else, we can find.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's an excellent idea, and I mean, we have the website to be able to do something like that, so. I've kind of wanted to work on the flow of the website because it is a little inky sometimes, so that could be something that, maybe that's what we turn one of those tags to.
Okay, and so in terms of transportation policy with town council, how long does that sort of thing take? I don't know.
I will go back and check in with them tomorrow. I've just been kind of catching up since my trip, so I will see where they're at. But
Yeah,
as soon as I have something, I would send that out so that you could all take.
I will also bug them. My hope is that we would have a draft for the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. And is the person hold some of this, aware that it's with town council?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
Okay. Today.
All right, so special events coming up. We have Oktoberfest. That'll be on October 4th. Currently we have the Ridge Bowl and Tavern, just like last year. I sent an email out to vendors who have been there in the past to see if anybody was interested in coming back. So working on all of those things as well. The location this year will be at the new building. We're gonna park everybody at the high school and do all the festival events down in the park behind. Part of the parking lot, the part that's closer to the back, as well as kind of whatever other space we decide that we're gonna need for that. Since the building occupancy wasn't available really until the very last minute at the last third Thursday, we'll have the ability for people to go in, check out the open house, and see the space. More to come on that. It will be a very similar event to what we had at 300 King Street as far as the games and the tents and the bands and stuff like that. Always is just such a great family day. So we're just going to try and kind of keep that rolling. Any questions about Oktoberfest?
Do we have, this came up when we had the third Thursday beach. Can we add some additional handicap parking in the 36 King parking lot?
So the goal was, just like we did at 300 King Street, is those spots in that parking lot will be for handicap and limited mobility people, and everyone else will be asked to park over at the high school.
Good. Yeah.
That's our messaging that we've been trying to do with most things. The beach is really tough. Obviously, we try to hold the beach spots for those and then ask everybody to park in Shaker Lane, but.
Yeah.
That venue is challenging, but the other ones we've been pretty successful at that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, as long as we're getting the message out that people can, if they have issues, can park close.
And
Great.
did the Say Yes committee reach out to you about Oktoberfest? They were interested in.
Yeah, Rob was in my office today. We talked about magnitude of things, but that was one.
And the,
Masons were
Yeah,
just.
Masons were just here, they were also interested.
Yes, part of Donald's email to me was about that. At Third Thursday, I actually met a couple of the other heads of the organization and made some connections with them through one of the highway department guys. So we'll get all those guys set up and we can keep crawling on the community organizations. I know Joe Knox had said that they're revamping the Wilton Business Association as well, so hopefully that will help kind of keep things going forward. That was always a driving force with me, like Third Thursday, and I think they're looking to kind of restructure that as well. All right, trunk or treat, October 25th. This event will once again be in the Alumni Field parking lot, not on the field. So anybody out there who wants to sign up a car, truck, anything like that, we have all sorts of equipment. If you want to bring like a tractor or something like that, feel free. That event will once again run from 5 to 7:30. Please plan accordingly. Traffic is normally crazy. People are normally crazy. Last year was our least attended year in a couple years because we did it the day after Halloween. So this year we're back to that Saturday before Halloween. So expect large crowds. Please bring plenty of candy. I'll work with the PTA and everything, and we'll hopefully do a candy drive, all the normal things. But anybody who wants to have a car or a truck or whatever you want to bring, please make sure you hop on, register on the website. I have not put up that Facebook page, event page yet, but hopefully that'll be going up, if not this week, next week.
Do we know?
Alumni.
Yes.
Do we know if it's dance that night?
Not.
No, but it's Saturday this year. Generally, we run into that on Fridays. We had a home football game on Friday, so I pushed the Saturday this year. We've been doing Friday nights, which is why we kind of ran into the issue. Yeah.
Perfect, okay.
And it's been a couple years. That was when we were in the middle school parking lot. Now that we've gone to alumni, we didn't have, even the year we had the overlap, it was.
No, it wasn't a problem, but it was.
Yeah.
They were still coming in or out of dance
Yeah.
to.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Not the drop off and pick up, yes,
Yeah.
or correct.
Yeah.
And then our next event coming up after that, wildly successful, probably raised the most money out of any of the special events we tried to do to help generate revenue for holiday helpers. But we are going to bring back the trivia night. I have the preliminary feelers out there for sponsors that helped out last year. I did reach out to our venue, which was in Showville last year. I reached out to a couple other venues because obviously that place was packed to the gills if you were there. I don't think we could have literally fit one more person in there. It was such an awesome evening. So anybody out there who wants to be a sponsor, make donations, help with swag bags and prizes and things like that, definitely let us know because we cannot accept donations directly. I've also reached back out to Bobby to see if the Mighty Oak Fund will kind of spearhead that side of it again. They were the ones who did all of the prizes and giveaways and everything there, and ran that piece of it.
Well, I spoke to Bobby about it, so he wants to have a conversation about it. So.
All right, so that is where we are at with special events currently. And then, obviously we'll turn the page on the calendar year and we'll start talking about doing everything all 2026.
And I take it we'll still do the giving tree.
Yep, all
the trees will be up. I mean, the new lobby is a sweet place for a Christmas tree. Can't wait. Kelsey's like got it all mapped out, but it'll be really, really.
I'm gonna come in on October 1st.
It'll be really nice.
Decorate it. I'll be on that.
The skeletons went up on at
I
Johnson's
know.
already, so.
Yeah, coming soon.
I saw the thing on Instagram where it's like, put your Christmas tree up and cover it with a sheet so it's a ghost. So this morning I expected to walk in, probably saw this, and I was like, all right.
And the other thing, did I see that the office is accepting donations for holiday ornaments for the families.
Yeah, I
Down.
think that was something through the school department.
That was something that was brought to us by a member of the community. I believe Kelly Renwick had made the connection
Oh.
and done it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Okay, so the members of our public audience listening, we could donate.
Yep, there is a
Ornaments.
box right inside the vestibule with a green marker arrow pointing towards it and a little sign above it.
And it's for ornaments.
Christmas ornaments
Christmas
to replace what was lost.
Yeah. So discussion on town meeting articles. The deadline, this is the same thing that we had last month, but the deadline to essentially put in like a holding spot for an article is this Friday, so. Yeah, you said there were some things that had popped up or you.
So actually, I think I misspoke. I don't think it was the warrant, it was, the budget, when the budget shown, there were questions that came up during the FinCom and, FinCom, Select Board and School Building Committee, that they popped up that Parks and Rec is looking for money for Big Park and a chunk of money for swimming pool and
Those are all capital
Yeah,
projects,
but
yeah,
the question was addressed to me if we can kind of really think hard about what we want to prioritize. Just the pressure the community seems to be feeling about spending money. So,
okay. So every year we have to do a capital presentation. And these are just things that have been on our capital plan for some of them as long as I've been here. So the intent would be, yes, to accomplish them. But I think we've gone through many cycles of many years where it's, not this year, in the future perhaps, you know, so that's just part of the budget process. It's kind of a, you know, this is what we would like to accomplish, but we'll run with it when it gets approved someday. That makes sense?
okay, and there was a number, somebody threw out of $3 million for a pool and or like, well, I want that pool for a community pool. That's never gonna happen. $3
I
million.
don't think it was, I think that was like for design and,
Okay.
yeah.
The feasibility study is $30 million.
Yeah,
That sounds more realistic.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
just
much.
being, so whatever the case may be, the town is feeling
I-
spending crunch.
yeah,
I will say that there is a tension between having a long range plan and what we actually, expect in the window of that plan or the window of the next few years. And
Yeah.
so yes, I mean, we went through that survey. A pool was high on the list of things
Yep.
that the community would like to see. We don't have a site, much like some of the other capital things that were being talked about in that meeting. There is no site, there is no plan, there is no, not a site, but
yeah,
there's nothing that's been cited.
Correct.
No drawings, no activity really beyond that we know the community would be interested in that.
and it's just part of the process also of following up with the open space and recreation plan because those have goals as well and I believe majority, if not all of those items are in that, so yeah. Just part of the problem.
I don't know what I would expect if we were looking at a pool facility that we would long-term expect that to be self-funded.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So. Yeah, that might not be town budget issue that would be we'd have to sort of make.
Building issue.
Yeah, or you have, the town might have to bond it, but revenue from the facility would pay the bond or something like that.
Mhm.
We would- Certainly not in this, the environment we're in right now, unless the thing changed, that we would not be able to support it.
But a dog park, right?
It's on there.
Again, I think that's in there too.
Yeah.
I think that also can.
It's not as big a number, so
No.
it doesn't,
Serious.
So one of the things that we'll do during the budget process is the commission will review those projects and assign or reassign orders to them. Because that's typically, how they look at them every year. It's, the pool, I think, has been like number 4 for a while now because we know all of these things that there is not money to do that. So there is a desire for it and we don't want the desire for that to be forgotten or to go away. We do that reminder every year that this is a project. Sounds good.
so I don't think there are any, other than the Shaker Lane articles, I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything on the agenda that is.
I'm gonna sit down and have like
us, but-
a think about it, but on this one, I don't think
Yeah.
that there's anything. We may, in spring, we should look at the Schedule C, wage rates. But that's something that may also come out because they're working on the overall classing cost study. So that would be part of that, but, yeah.
We are gonna have a bill prior year. We just got sent it from the cemetery.
Oh, we
department.
don't, no, we don't.
Okay, great.
Sorry, never mind.
We thought we were going to have.
We thought we were going to have one.
We're all set.
Yes,
Oh, good.
it's all set.
Got sent to cemetery for us.
So, yeah, we just got it today and it was.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing on CPC's agenda right now for us.
I don't believe so.
No new projects.
No, we're gonna button up tennis courts, button up Whitcomb. I think based on some preliminary conversations, we'll probably have to look at some stuff. Whether it's, stuff that we need for getting baseball fields set before the school's built or whatever else, but that's probably gonna be one of the next big things.
Yeah.
And then obviously we have the parks and playgrounds, so anything that we might need to look at as far as discussions that we've had. What are we gonna do as far as the rock garden, right? Are we gonna put something there? Are we gonna work on some of the gazebos and pavilions and stuff? The smaller price tag
Yeah.
things that we're looking at, and then obviously, we have 36 King Street. Things that we still have on the docket that there's money sitting on the table for. Fire department still has the grant for the playground. So that's something that we talk about because that's money that's just kind of there that we can tap into and, do a project that's less cost because of that. We need to finish resurfacing courts. I just actually got the 3 quotes for basketball. Why I had people out here resurfacing. I started that whole process while they were doing the tennis courts. I got one from that company and had 2 other companies come out. So we do need to close the loop on that because we're going to be on the hook for repairs and stuff. So there's smaller things like that I think we might have some CPC asked for, but no major projects on the docket at this time.
There was there was a brief mention that somebody, and I'm not sure who is, might be conservation, looking at building the trail from,
Oh, Mark had mentioned that at the meeting last night.
from the library up to the
Yeah.
back of 300 King.
Cool.
So,
I mean, that would be an awesome
Almost.
project,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I mean, no one said anything.
no,
So
but
it's-
I remember at one point we had talked about having like an exercise path back there.
Ugh,
That was a long.
that was a
That was
long time
Long time
ago.
ago. But if they're building a trail, it's something to.
No.
Yeah, the thing about, no, that's fair. Yep.
Yeah.
Some of it may have to be on stilts. boardwalk.
I was gonna say, isn't there a lot of wetland back there?
There-
Yeah, that's
Yes.
mosquito.
There was a
workout back there.
Yeah,
yeah, I think, yeah, there was mention of a boardwalk,
there would have to be,
significant boardwalk.
but it would be really cool to do that, because you could literally go from the school straight to Castle without even having to go on any streets. So that would be really cool.
All right.
Okay. Director update. So just some office information. Tim and Kels will be attending the National Parks and Rec Association Conference in Orlando next week. So they'll be representing the department. We usually have a big group that goes from New England down
We're
there.
over 7, we have over 70 people from
Do you?
going to
Go to
show.
New England, yay!
Cool.
So yeah, we're excited to see what you guys come back with from that. It's usually, not usually, it always is a really amazing experience, and there's just so much information, so. Yeah, it'll be cool to see what they bring back. Update on hiring. So we, I shouldn't say we, because I was not involved in it last week. But Tim, Norm, Michelle, and I think Kels helped out too. Did some first round interviews for the office coordinator and program coordinator. So we will have second round interviews set up this week. And then we hope that we'll be able to know individuals that we'll put forward to suggest for hire relatively soon. So we could do like a special for that, just to pop in, present that, and then see what you guys think, so we could put an offer out to those individuals.
So in the first round interviews, we did tell the candidates that the goal is to make a selection by next Friday, like this Friday. So barring anything that we need to do, but that was the message that was conveyed to everybody.
Anything more you want to add about that?
No, I think we had some strong candidates. I mean, we had some good interviews. Yeah, looks pretty promising.
Great.
Ro?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thursday, right? I think all the seconds round Thursday.
Yeah, we started at 10 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah.
Covered that already.
Yep. No new business?
Sorry.
Yes, new business?
It's the, just so somebody had, I shared this with you guys, that somebody had posted about putting basketballs out.
Yes, yes.
And I am not opposed to the idea, but I just want to make sure that it's done in some reasonable manner, and
Right.
if we're gonna go down that path.
Yeah.
Then we'll see how.
So I did not do a post on social media. I cannot send that person a direct message. So the choices are that I could call them, or I could post a comment. What would be your preference for that?
They are in the system. We do have their email.
So we could email or call.
I guess I would
Up to you
Take it
guys.
under consideration. I mean,
basically, I think the request is that if somebody wants to do something like that, they coordinate through the department rather
Yeah.
than just placing things in the playgrounds, because if things are just placed there and left, they're gonna get taken away as lost and found or trash or
And then,
whatever.
like,
So
then there's the maintenance issues and things like that, so.
It's also an equity piece, right? So we let somebody put basketballs out there, then we get a request, oh, can we have pickleball net put out? Like there are things that kind of come with that. I think the biggest thing, like even the comment was made in the thread, like, oh, they're gonna be gone the next day because people are gonna steal it, right?
Just rifle.
And then at that point, like who's on the hook, or the expectation is there's basketballs here, who replaces them? There's other things to take into consideration when we look at stuff like that. It's the same reason that as soon as the 2 Gaga balls that I left out there when I built the Gaga pool pit, when they went missing, you now bring your own Gaga ball.
Yeah. I didn't believe that at the beginning. until we put the push brooms out on the tennis court.
Like the tennis
We just
squeegees go
push
missing all the time.
Always, we put a new one out, it's gone.
I just bought $600 worth of tennis squeegees for the new courts and you know. They
Just
walk
go.
off all the time.
Like make them wider than the door, like.
Chain fence.
So,
Overhead runner.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't run me, please.
are we good with that one? I did have something and it related back to the policy question, but I did want to throw this under new business. You know, one of the things that we are having wild success with right now is our flag football program has grown almost 30%. We just got to 200 participants today, which is incredible. But in doing so, that really takes a village to run. We get a lot of parent volunteers, things like that. Not an answer for now, but it's just something to put on the table, especially as we talk about policy. I would like to recommend that in those instances that people or parents who are doing coaching or assistant coaching, that we consider giving them a 30% discount like we have our employee and our military discount already as policy. But I would like to recommend that we possibly add those individuals into the mix. Not only does that kind of give them a little incentive when we need coaches, but it also is something that we could look at as far as I lost my train of thought. It kind of incentivizes them being coaches, but it also, you know, it's just something that I think would be nice for people who spend so much time, because a lot of times it's the same parents coming back
Yeah.
all the time, every single time that we ask.
There's so much that we couldn't do without volunteers, so it's extremely important to be able to. Yeah, we need them to run the ship, so to speak.
I like the idea of we're gonna create problem for the youth organizations to do the same thing. But that's not necessarily a bad thing to do.
And, you know, I think they also end up in the same boat a lot of the time where they struggle to find
No question.
you know, people to do it.
No question. We should have been there. We should have been there.
When
Everything that I've coached.
That's that would be nice.
Right?
Active,
Yes. Yeah.
Jeez, hockey is not cheap.
Yeah.
Please.
Coach Kevin.
Jesus.
Coach.
I just came from my softball duties in Chelmsford, so.
Okay.
Whole business, and then we're not going there yet. So I think now maybe
Oh, yeah, right.
our executive session time
Yes.
with a vote to go back into session to adjourn at the end.
It's like make a motion or something.
Yeah, you have to make a motion to go into executive session, then to leave executive session,
And then
and then
adjourn. I will make a motion that we go into executive session. And at the conclusion of our executive session, we will go into adjournment.
Second. You have a motion with second.
I was worried about that for a second.
Motion and a second to move into executive session. All those in favor?
I.
Thank you, Littleton. Good night. We will not be back after the executive session.